Better character. It's a more like
better
has a depth of character that Punk doesn't have.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
And if you were to put Punk up against this Punk up against Sami Zayn today, Sami Zayn's still better because he's connected to the audience.
Yeah,
CM Punk was absolutely my favorite for years, and like from this era that we're currently watching him in. I was so heartbroken when the match with You Who Shall Not Be Named didn't happen in 2007 because I loved him from his Ring of Honor title, even because that was one of the few videos I was able to get was the hour-long match with him and Joe.
yeah.
But I fucking loved the man, and like all of his indie stuff, like the feud with Raven was fucking glorious, all the way up to the Summer of Punk, all the way till he left, really. And I will say he may not be the biggest star in wrestling, but he is absolutely the biggest star that AEW has ever had.
100%, yeah, that we can all agree on, yeah.
Like
WWE
undoubtedly.
Cody Rhodes is not as big as WWE Cody Rhodes is now.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
we I kind of agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because again, it comes down to the booking.
Yes.
But and he was off in the Codyverse. He wasn't the guy. So I would put him up there. He was fantastic, but he's never been the biggest star. But that was never his appeal. He was the outsider. He was the alternative.
He was outsider by proxy because he's an abrasive fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to be.
Hey, I'm even trying to think here, right? Let's flip the script here a little bit, right? We're talking about like the reasons why like Punk might not have been like the top stars, that he's abrasive or diminutive or an indie guy, let's say. Right? Go to the opposite side of the scale. The Undertaker, a gimmick, a company man, loyal to a fault, huge. Never the biggest star in wrestling either, but he was always consistently third or fourth. He was always at a level where he's always going to be good for a storyline or a gimmick match or a draw of some description. And then after a while, the longevity in of itself is the legacy. Well, as I said, like in the time of say when he broke out, Hulk Hogan was the biggest star. And then after that, he was a bit middling, but you'd say probably biggest star was HBK, Bret Hart, so he wasn't the biggest star there. Again, for maybe a few months, he was the guy because they needed someone to be the guy. And then after that, you're falling into the Stone Cold Rock era, and he's still third or fourth in that pecking order.
Like there's the word is appeal. He has an appeal, and I fucking adore him. And that appeal has its limits. Yes. Undertaker had his limits, and a greatness in both of them. And look at what they did and how they worked together and the stuff they, one of the more interesting Undertaker WrestleManias. It's like, oh shit, oh damn, oh shit, oh damn, okay,
yeah.
But what are you measuring? You're measuring sales. Like, are you measuring appeal and personal, affection? Great. Then, yeah, I think Punk is probably one of the greatest of all time because the people who love Punk love him more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, CM Punk fans are really noisy. To the point where they have halted shows by force of voice.
Yeah.
Voice of the voiceless, my bollocks. Voiceless, where he is. Yeah. You are voiceless, where he is. But that's part of it. It's part of that fuck you. He has a fucking main vein to fuck you. And he can evoke fuck you in a positive or negative light. And for people who need that, I'm a lot less angsty than I was in 2008.
Yeah.
So he doesn't appeal to me as much as people who need that. And that's the
point too, actually, yeah.
In terms of a choice of media, what I like in media and what I like in characterizations and storytelling says a lot about what I want or need. And it says that, you look at your top 5 shows, top 5 films, it says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Who you are. And what you are trying to get out of this product. It's food for your psyche. So the people who dine at Shea Punk aren't really gonna be choosing anything else, because he's a very specific choice.
Yeah.
He is champagne. He is very much, unquestionably, you can't really make a comparison. Bar Piper, kinda, but even then he's a Piper.
I would argue he was the best embodiment of anti-establishmentism since Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. He didn't invent. Here's the thing: Punk invented nothing, but honed everything.
Yeah.
Nothing about him is unique.
There's one thing he invented that will live rent-free in my head forever, and it's when the fan was giving him a load of shit when he was cutting a promo. So he was kind of like, okay, and really subtly put the microphone down. Or he wasn't even holding one, he was just projecting. And then he walked over to her, and he's like, I can't hear you, and held out his empty hand. And she tried to speak into it. And that's when he was like, I'm not even on the microphone, you dumb bitch! Yeah. Glorious.
Yeah. Put him in a lovely sports jacket like that now, and I tell you. Put him in that tracksuit top. He's fucking vicious.
Yeah.
It's the cold zip touching his skin. It just brings out the devil in him.
Yeah. Again, there's a reason why Jordan played with that character, because it's analogous. It's what works.
Wrestling is a summation of it's always characters. It's always characters. However cartoony they are. Perfect example. Scrap-Romania, Nick Nemeth, Danhausen. That is gonna be a fucking split crowd. You will be able to see the Nick Nemeth people and the Danhausen people a fucking mile away. Holy fuck. Never should their paths meet. We should have separate entrances for these fans. Holy
like a home and away section, like.
Oh man.
Like all the mainstream wrestling fans are there to watch Dolph Ziggler renamed, and then like the away crowd are in like fucking cages, all dressed up in fucking face paint, going.
Bringing their bags of human teeth.
Throwing the teeth into the ring, you know.
You won't be surprised who I prefer. Like, holy fuck. Danhausen is an absolute abomination, and I adore him.
Yeah.
Very much like Punk. Punk is an abomination, but I adore him.
Yeah. But as you said, like it hits whatever receptor you have, you know, like we all have a certain flavor of what characters we want, and if it hits that receptor, it works, you know. And I'm to say we're all the same. We're all watching wrestling for different characters and reasons. Like some people want super serious people and good wrestlers and men, women, all that sort of shit. Whereas some people want color, they want vibrancy, they want character. Two completely different, like they're the polar opposites, you know. But it doesn't matter, you know. That's the joy of the medium, is that it's so varied.
It's just trying to find this, like there's a space for everybody to play. There's a space for everybody to have to really have, like, there's space for everybody.
Yeah,
there is actually room for everyone on the card. But main event is always going to be main event. Like,
yeah, there always has to be one person to do that. There always has to be a world champion. There always has to be a top of the table. That's like, just the way it goes. Like
the tone change for the last WrestleMania, and the way Roman had been, and the way Cody got fucked over the year before, and I was like, it's like, oh, this is main event level shit. There's no silly bullshit here. It's all to the right tone. It's in the key of main event. They are singing on the right fucking hymn sheet here, and I would be very happy I don't think this will ever happen rationally, but I don't always think rationally. I want Danhausen to main event WrestleMania. How the fuck do we make that happen? Do we have to bring down $1 billion fucking company? Maybe.
I reckon you might have to settle for Scrapper Mania.
There's still Mania in the title. That could be good enough for price.
Just project, if you can, the road to Danhausen Mania. A lot of bad things need to happen. Or great things, depending on your proclivity. But I can't imagine Danhausen would get over with a WWE audience.
Oh, fire!
I don't think he could get over with a mainstream audience. Is kind of the problem.
But the money, the guy in AEW, the only one to outsell Punk, was fucking Danhausen. What a night of action, and I have a feeling the best is still yet to come. All them words I said are real and make sense and are connected in a way that makes sense. And it's
because you said it was in AEW, which is an unapologetically smarky wrestling audience.
It's a niche wrestling promotion. Like, it's not the main. Yeah.
They're there for the niche.
Yeah.
But could. And there's no shade on him. He's a very good wrestle boy. And he can actually do very good wrestle boying. And he's just realised, I'm going to do this fucking shit. I'm going to be a comedy guy. And I'm never
To be fair, it took him about 2 years from when he showed up to make it to one of the main companies. Because he was totally and incredibly unique.
Yeah.
Which counts for an awful lot.
Yep. When every company goes like, I have no idea what to do with this person, it's either a good or a bad sign depending on your perspective. Like, as a wrestler, you're thinking, okay, I'm so unique, that's my selling point. Where every promoter's going, oh, what the fuck do you do with this guy? Like,
like he's not a world championship act yet. Could be. If he wanted to be. If he wanted to be, he could. If he genuinely sat down and went, okay, how do I become world champion?
You see, this, if you go back to what we were saying a few minutes ago, wrestling has got room for everybody, but there'll always be the main event. The trouble is, he's went and he's made his own seat at the table, which means he's inherently not main event, but he has made his own fucking seat at the table.
Yeah.
So
this music has no reason to be this fucking good. Holy shit.
Marcus hated the one that got away from me, really.
I hated his theme song in WWE. I loved the rip-off Down with the Sickness.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Monty Brown was fucking awesome.
What a lad. Just.
And one of the few people to leave wrestling for purely noble reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had to go raise his sister's kids.
Good lad.
Done.
Beautiful. What a man.
Yeah.
Well, of course, this was Jamie's pick for this season, but then came the shocking realization that we can't fucking play as ECW talent in this game. You cowards.
You swine.
We'll say we're going to play ECW whenever we can, which is exactly what we're doing here. We basically took the booking at ECW, like, despite better judgment from our general manager. And shockingly enough, now we're getting 2 matches instead of 1.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But this year's game is the first game since this to have Sandman in it. And I have no apologies. Oh yeah, how good would Regal have been in ECW?
We were talking about this, like, he would have been the Dance Everett Ken Shamrock type of just
just let him go full bare knuckle boxer with us and stretch fuckers.
Oh, fucking
That was
Steve.
actually my grand design in the season mode, was hope to become ECW champion and rule the roster with an iron fist. But that was actually just wasn't an option. Like, even in the triple threat we just won there, by the way, I did give back the ECW championship.
That's not cool.
What also wasn't cool was just jobbing
Yeah,
out Marcus
it is.
Spawn by hitting him in the head with a stick multiple times.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck off, fuck off.
This is the best thing for your sister's children. Like,
To be fair, the
fairness,
best Keith Lee ever was as a Monty Brown tribute act.
yeah,
So
really and truly.
Oh, the pounce! A pounce is an absolutely glorious thing in just
such
in
a
any
cool move.
context.
Yeah.
I'd wonder, could you appropriate any other sport into a devastating wrestling maneuver? Apart from maybe horse racing. That'd be really effective. Run a fuck over with a horse.
The one that could work in
fair.
principle is the slide tackle, isn't it? From football.
Ooh.
Now, but what you do is you wouldn't necessarily do it like kind of like slide, because you can't slide on the mat because you just you just break your ankle by trying to do a 2-foot challenge, you know. But what you could do is instead do the Roy Keane fucking thing. I'll do like a proper like knee trembler, but from the front, where you're actually knocking the kneecap back and buckling the knee that way. So you're basically huff kicking it into a, like doing what a dragon screw would do, but you're doing it from the front.
Did I try to use that in one of the Future Wrestling matches recently? You know?
May have done, and that's probably perhaps no. You did a knee block from the front. You did it with the shoulder tackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking of is like you run the ropes,
drop the leg,
get the momentum up, and then just like fucking like an actual stick the boot in at proper velocity and knock the leg back that way. Like that would be one in a sense.
Be worth it. Be worth a go in real life. Yeah. Give it a shot.
I mean, hurling.
Yeah, stick
and just
stick.
Yeah. Sorry, actually, yeah.
The stick.
Just ball to face generally would be funny, wouldn't it? Just like a big fucking gap ball just sprayed to you and mush. And for people outside of Ireland, right? You know how an actual soccer ball, a football hurts? Yeah. Now imagine that, but made with substantially worse materials. That's a gab ball.
Take that on your quadricep on a cold and wet Saturday afternoon in the lovely tropical climate of Ireland.
Leather wrapped around a ball of pure metal.
Yeah.
We're fucking mad.
We are a feral race.
Yeah.
We are a feral race.
Yeah.
I do still remember when Sky Sports showed the first hurling match. The first one they showed, and various people's reaction to it.
Oh, it was hilarious. Brits seeing like hurling for the first time and going, "What the fuck is wrong with the Irish? And why do I want to see more of this?"
Murder ball.
Like honestly, they were just fascinated by it. It's like, are there any rules? How do you defend? Why is the scoreline like this? What's happening?
Like if ever a sport just makes you look like an absolute bitch after watching it, it's hurling.
Oh yeah.
Like this man has been. Thank you, William, for demonstrating. This man has had his chest caved in by a stick. He's now drinking water and is jogging.
Walk it off. It'll be right.
So yeah, magic sponge.
But the fact that like wearing helmets in that game is a sign of weakness. Like that's like.
I felt braver with the helmet because you could really stick it in. Right. You just stick your head in. Fucking no better. Didn't have any everlasting damage, I'm sure.
One would hope anyway.
I was really fucking sneaky and an absolute scumbag by the standards of the time. I wore shin guards during hurling because I'm not a fucking psychopath. But which meant I was able to stand in the middle of people swinging on the ground at the ball and look like the absolute hardiest fucker ever until one fellow went, "Oh no, he's wearing fucking shin pads. Look at you, you homosexual slur." I was wearing shin pads. That's what was weird about that moment.
Yep.
Not the fact that 8 people were trying to murder that ball at each other, and I decided to put my leg in the way. I was hoping for a free. There was no free. There was just slander. It hurt feelings. But my shins were fine.
So what you're saying is basically you stopped playing curling because of woke. That's what you're inferring there. Like, you weren't allowed to wear your shin guards. The man will not let you play.
You're not entirely inaccurate. I mean, long story short, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. I was like the surrounding attitudes of that moment.
Yes.
Not that exact moment, but the people in which who would dictate my level of masculinity be less than because I put tiny strips of wood to protect my bones. Yeah.
It's just not in the spirit of the game, Brian, you know?
Yeah, how dare I?
As in the spirit of the game with GAA, you should break your body for absolutely no money.
Yep.
Do it for the pride of it all, the sport of it all, and for our profit as an entity.
I should only take training seriously when they told me to.
Yes, exactly.
And I should be happy to be on the bench. Show up to training, work really hard, you'll get your game. Shows up to training, works really hard, gets slagged for being too intense. I'm gonna go get a job now. Bye.
oh, look at me! I'm doing something better with my life. Oh, cheerio, cheerio.
Yep. Although never been as fit as when I played golf. Missed that. I had abs. Great.
Oh. And how are your shins actually? Just totally
ribbed for your pleasure. Blind people can read my shins like ohm stones.